Hello and welcome to Knife Delights and welcome to another Saturday chat. Boy, do I have a pair to draw to this morning. We've got John at JO Ventures Outdoors and Ray from North Star Knife Reviews. Both men are legends in their own minds. Welcome to the show, guys.
Welcome.
Look,
We were told
thank you,
Junior
Tom.
was going to be hosting.
Where's
No,
Junior?
no, Junior's been banished from the house.
Well, what about Mrs. Knife Delights?
She's out of state actually right now, so I'm kind of batching it right now.
Wow,
Of
Well,
course, this is being pre-recorded, but you're going to find out that I'm going to be a little upset with Junior, but I can't spill the beans tonight here. But if you watch my Fun Knife Friday video, which again this is pre-recorded, so the day before you'll understand where I'm coming from a little bit. But anyway, hey guys, I just thought we'd talk a little bit, spend a little bit of time because we always like to talk about the knife community in general and helping each other out. And it's been terrific. The three of us have met through things like traveling knives and participating in open tags together. So I just thought we'd spend a minute here to maybe give some advice to some of these newer channels. We keep seeing more and more channels starting up. So if any of them are listening, we'll kind of direct our comments towards them just a little bit. But what are your thoughts? And either one of you can start the conversation on the importance of like participating in open tags.
Go ahead, John.
you want me to go first? Oh,
You're up top
yeah,
on my screen, so
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, first of all, thank you, Tom, for inviting us, and it was so great to hear that Ray was going to be on here too, and I appreciate both of you and your friendships. And so, well, the open tags are very important because that gets your name out there as a channel, number one. And also it gets you acquainted with other channels. And in fact, um, it was really an open tag that I responded to that was sponsored by Thrifty Kniffy that kind of got me out there. Um, it was the Knife World Tour. I don't know if you remember that.
oh
You
yeah, I
send
remember
knives
that
from
one.
around the world.
Yep.
And Tobias Gibson shouted me out and shared my video. And that kind of broke the ice for me. And
Mm-hmm.
people started learning about my channel. It didn't all happen overnight, of course, but it was really important. And I think it's the other thing that I find with open tags is it gives me something to talk about in a video. Um, it's a new way of presenting pieces from the collection, and when you're not sure what to do, well, you can do it two for Tuesday or a three for Thursday or a fun knife Friday or a way back Wednesday or whatever you want to do. You always have that in the back of your pocket if you don't have some original idea or some other series that you want to do on your channel. And so for me, it's been really important to kind of keep the rhythm of having content,
Sure.
on the channel. I think it really helps with that because it's a kind of a ready-made video that you can
It
just
is, and
enter
and
into.
you can take knives you've already reviewed,
Right.
but you just grab a bunch of them and you just talk about them. It's not so much a review, other than you're talking about your experience with them, or maybe a
Right.
little bit of comparisons between the two or three, or yeah. So you
I
can,
mean, we all
you know,
probably buy too many knives. Can we buy too many knives? I don't know. Our wives maybe say that, but you don't have to buy a ton of knives every week and have those to review. You can
right?
recycle knives. You've done videos in different formats before, so
Sure.
with different
yeah,
themes.
I would agree
What
because
do you think there, Ray?
I would agree, and also thank you for having us on, and good to see you on here, John. We've all become
Yep.
friends, and very very happy about that. Um, yeah, I agree with everything John said. I think if you respond to an open tag, tag the person who originated it, or at least who you saw it from, if you don't know who originated it, because then that person will see what you did and, maybe mention you. I think I responded to an open tag from Patty several years ago, and he gave me a little shout out, and that bumped viewership up a fair amount. And Tobias, I did something that he shouted out. A couple other people as well, and I really like seeing the open tags because you've got a theme and see how everybody runs with that theme. The big, little, and pocket knife that we did just a few weeks back. It's interesting to see what people did with the idea that they were given. And I think it's a good way, especially, if you are new and starting out, and I'm certainly not the expert on any of this. There are a lot of people.
None of us are.
Me,
no.
But it gives you something to talk about. You've got this knife, and I'm not sure how I should review this. What should I? And doing the open tags sort of lets you just free flow with it and talk about what you like about the knife, and not maybe all the specs and everything. And it's a little more fun in a way. Not that.
And you can, if there's a little story behind the knife, you can. It's more relaxed. You can tell a little story. You can, well. So I mean, we were all there. We start our channel and start putting videos out, and it's like nobody's watching. And it's very daunting. It's like, what do I do to get noticed? I don't think you can really make it in the knife community or probably anywhere on YouTube. Well, I don't know this. I would say within the knife community, we're kind of a small niche. And with the amount of channels that are out there in our small niche, to get through all of the haze, you've almost got to have the help of someone else. And that's what I like about the knife community is we do help each other out. So participating in the open tags, like John said, you get to know another channel, then you get to know 3 or 4 other new channels. You get to be friends. You start cross promoting things. Then someone else notices you, and that's how
fun.
all of a sudden your channel starts to grow.
I mean,
it's just fun to see how everybody responds. Yeah, sorry, Ray. Just fun to see how
that's fine.
everybody
I was going to say the other option to getting the attention is to follow Tom's route this way, I guess, and show a little skin.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit. Or Ray, have an airplane in there.
I know. Airplanes are always overhead.
Planes coming.
I always gotta rib him on that, John. He put one up the other night, and I think in my comment I said, "Now I know it's an authentic Door Star Knife review video because I heard the plane."
See, certain times a day, from mid-morning and then from maybe about 4 in the afternoon until about 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Because you got business people going out in the morning or coming in, and then the same thing in the afternoon. But, like at 1 in the afternoon, there's only the occasional plane, but I just never am out doing stuff then. It's usually at the times of day when planes are around.
Well, that was beautiful scenery you were showing, that river.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Minnehaha Creek, it's just this little creek that it connects several lakes and runs through Minneapolis and then eventually runs into the Mississippi down by Fort Snelling. And there's Minnehaha Falls on it, which is just this lovely little waterfall in this nice park. And, I can take my kids out in this stream that's actually relatively clean. And, they can catch tadpoles. And the other day they were out there with some friends and they had caught a couple of fish and put them in a big bucket and watched them for a bit and then put them back. And, stuff I used to do when I was a kid.
All that fun stuff.
Really fun.
Yep. So we've started a new traveling knife, and John has kind of kicked it off, and he's made a little pocket sheath for it or slip. And where's it going to be going to, John?
It is, well, it's on its way right now. I've got taken to the post office this morning, and it's on its way to Doom Crew Outdoors in Alabama. And it's started on its travels.
Yeah.
And
And I know Ray's involved in it. He'll be ending up. And the way I'm going to try to run this one is to send it, try to coordinate it so to where you're sending it to a channel you don't really know, or they don't really know you when you get it from them. I'm going to try that the best I can. So, before it was just kind of first come, first serve, and that's how I coordinated the list. But I'm going to try to do that. So for any of the small channels out there, a traveling knife is, we have one knife. It just goes from channel to channel, and each channel reviews it because everybody reviews a knife differently. You might like it, you might not like it. I chose a little Cutmaster Peanut, little two-bladed jackknife, because for one, it doesn't weigh much, so it doesn't cost much to ship, and it's not hard to package. And the other thing is, as it travels between channels, you can throw some swag in there. You can throw a little something in for the next guy in line, or just however you want to do it. And I just think that's in a very great way for channels to get to know one another again, and build that network up. Now, Ray, I know you've started a couple of traveling knives too. What are your thoughts on the traveling knives?
I think it's great. I think, again, it's a way to get some content out there without having to go and buy another knife, which, not that I have anything against buying another knife, but sometimes my bank account has things against buying another knife.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's a good way to do, I mean, sure, you have to pay a little postage, but $5-6 maybe,
Mm-hmm.
A little more if you got a heavy knife, but it's a good way to connect to the channels too, especially, people usually throw in a couple stickers or something. Especially if it's a channel that you don't really know well. Now you've got some stickers from them, and then you give your stickers to the next guy, and so on. I think it's a great way to build up community.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I know
it's
the
a
both
lot
of
of fun.
you. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The traveling knives, I really always look forward to those, and have enjoyed those quite a bit. And just fun seeing where they end up. And the Elk Ridge Stockman was just incredible how many channels it went through. And
I think it ended up 13.
13. Yeah. So it's amazing. And then it was given away, right?
It was given away. If I remember right, it was David Curley that won that.
Oh, David Curley won it.
I think it was David. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
I think so. Yeah, and I plan on doing the same thing with this one when it all gets done. Do up a little certificate and list all the channels that it was, it had gone through and all of that kind of stuff. And we'll try to hold a drawing for it. And what's even more exciting is we're going to try to do do it internationally. Another reason I chose that knife is I think that will make it even through the strict Canadian, laws. I mean, it's just if I put antique pocket knife on there and a little bitty thing, I'm hoping it'll make it through. So there's some of our friends from the Great White North that would like to participate, and then maybe we can get it sent over to Europe and let them let it travel around Europe for a while. So it's exciting. Of course, this all takes a long time. It takes months and months for this thing to travel around, but it's fun. I think the last one took about 9 months before it was completed. So as far as I am concerned, it can keep traveling and traveling and traveling. I don't care. It's just fun. So now both of you are coming up on a couple of milestones. John, you're creeping up on that 700 there, pretty strong. And Ray, you're inching your way up there to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Would you fellas like to talk about that a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah, Ray, you want to talk about our collaboration?
I will do that. I reached out to John a week or two ago and said, I'm presumably going to get to 1,000 at some point. And I think I said, you're coming up on 750 or whatever, or, you can save this for 1,000 too, whatever. But said, hey, if I make 2 knives, send them to you. Would you make 2 sheaths? And then we'll each give away a knife and a sheath. So that's what we're going to do. And
let me
this one
pull you up on. Let me pull you up on the big screen here. Okay.
And this, I've got a little bit of sanding and everything to do on this yet, but this is one for John to give away, and it's let me see. This one is this is the carbon steel blade. So this is a Morkneve carbon steel blade, classic number 1. So I forget. I think these are about 3.5 inches long. Might be a little longer than that. I'd have to check. My eyes aren't that great. And then we've got a little brass bolster on it, walnut, little, stacked birch bark, and then mahogany. And on this one, I shaped the handle. So if you've got really big hands, it might be a squeeze, but I think for most people, it would work. So John will be making a sheath, and he will be giving this one away at some point. And then I have one that he's going to make a sheath for me, and I will give away. And this one is the stainless steel blade. This is in 12C27. So a nice basic stainless steel, should hold an edge reasonably well. Fairly tough for a stainless steel. Again, brass bolster. And on this one, we've got some black stacked leather. This is caribou antler, another little piece of leather, and then mahogany. And this one just has a straight, a plain handle, not shaped like this one, but 2 sort of different styles. This is a little more traditional primitive style. This is a little more modern, maybe with the handle shaping, but thought this would be something a little unique. And I am completely an amateur at this, so there are going to be flaws on it, or on both of them, but it's fun. I like going out there, and if I have half an hour, I can work on for half an hour. If I've got a couple hours on a Saturday, I can go and work on the knife, for a couple hours. But it's just something that's fun to do. And, I thought it would be something a little unique. And then since John makes those lovely sheaths, I thought, hey, let's match them up. We'll have 2 giveaways, and that'll be fun for everyone, hopefully.
All right. Terrific.
Yeah, we're looking
John?
forward to that. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And Ray has done this for me before, and made this knife right here. And I always forget. I think this is 80 CRV steel. Is that
80
right?
CRV2. Yep, 80
Yeah.
CRV2. Very
V2,
common,
yeah, steel.
in finish blades.
Yeah,
It's a very, very tough steel. And holds a decent edge too.
Walnut and desert ironwood handle, I believe, and the brass bolster.
Correct.
And then I made a sheath for it right here.
That is
And,
nice. Yep.
You can see that. So I'll probably be making sheaths very similar to this, Ray, for those knives.
I think
kind
that
of
would
your
be,
basic.
be lovely.
Yeah, your basic fold over. They won't go as deep, I don't think. I'll probably, go not quite as deep on that one. But yeah, so yeah, just your standard belt sheath here.
That's a pretty traditional style for those types of knives, right?
I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean,
Ray might know more than I would.
Well, there are different styles of sheaths that get used. The Mora knives from Sweden, the ones that come with the plastic sheath, or even the, some of the nice ones, they are very similar to that. I mean, they hold by friction. There's never a strap holding it in. Some of the Finnish knives will have a leather dangler strip, just like twisted leather coming out. But yeah, either one is, if it holds the knife on your belt and you don't lose it, it works.
It works. Yep. Well,
now, did make a dangler sheath for Ray one time for a Puko style knife, and that worked quite nicely. But Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll have to
and it
we'll have to see. That's what I'm planning
really
at
is
the
a
moment.
nice sheet.
I don't know what the shape will be, but something similar probably.
Well, again, I'll show this, but we're going out of order because this video is going to be coming out the day after my Fun Knife Friday video. But my Fun Knife Friday video from yesterday, if you didn't catch it, focuses on this repair job that Ray did on my dad's sheath here. And the stitching was all tore out down in here, and he has restitched it all. And then put another what do I want to dye. I'm not thinking here tonight. Another layer of dye on there, and then sheened it all up. And just a gorgeous job. And of course, this is one of my father's knives from his tackle box, a K-Bar Pro Fisherman. So
Yeah,
just
that
a
was
beautiful job, Ray. Thank you so much.
I think you meant John, but that's okay.
What did I say, Ray? John.
Yeah.
You thanked me. I didn't do it.
Yeah, thanks, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
I didn't even know I could do that, but it was lovely. So thank you.
You did it, but I
boy.
taught you. No. That was a privilege, Tom. That really was. And I just, joking aside, it really was a privilege to do that for you, and it was
Well,
fun too.
Yeah.
Fun.
It's gonna make it last a lot longer now. You know, getting it reconditioned like you did. And
I think it will. Yeah, I think it really will. It was in pretty decent shape, really, for the most part.
yeah, not too bad
But the stitching was coming out along the bottom edge, and
for the way it had been stored. And I think he just
Yeah.
kept it in his tackle box and didn't, ever do anything with it. So yeah.
Yeah, thread's like any other material, it only lasts so long. So
Sure.
that's that's just normal, I think. But
Yeah.
that should last quite a while, and it was really a fun project. And like you say, Ray, you said you're not a professional. Well, I'm not either. Not a professional leather worker. And so there's a couple little spots I talked to Tom about, on the stitching that didn't quite happen the way I wanted, but for the most part, it went together very nicely.
Believe you me, you did a much better job than what I would have ever been able to do. So I'm much appreciative.
Appreciate you asking me to do it.
Yep. Now, I happened to catch a community post that Ray, did I get the right guess? Ray put up about a picture of the, I don't know where you were when you saw that, or if that was your original picture, but there was a guy with a picture.
Yeah, that was not one that I took. It was one I've a Facebook knife channel. I forget, some budget blade channel posted it and said, tip up forever, tip up carry forever. Well, maybe on a pocket knife, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, this guy had a fixed blade knife.
I'm looking at it now.
Tip up, no sheath in his back pocket. And it's just like, oh no, that's just disaster waiting to happen.
That's a little funny. That's a little interesting.
So have either of you gotten any new knives lately, or planning on getting any new knives?
Ray?
Well,
I've got
one that I got, actually. May as well do a little channel shout out here. Got this from Randy over at Randy's WSG.
Yep, I'll pull you up here.
And
go ahead.
This is a Hammer brand, which I love Hammer brand. So I was very, very excited to get this. Hammer brand were, well, back when they were made by New York Knife Company in the, in the early 20s, early 30s, they were sort of a high end. But then when they went to the Imperial Company, later Imperial Schrade, they brought them out and they were shell knives, so instead of having an actual bolster, the bolster is just a little piece of metal bent over. and it's just a shell rather than an actual
Right.
something solid
Right.
to handle. So, these were knives that were inexpensive. They were meant for just everyday men and women. You go to the hardware store, you buy one, I don't know, 75 cents a dollar, something like that. And they weren't meant to last forever, but they were meant to just get the job done. And, the fact that they were relatively, knives that could break relatively easily, to have some that are still around in pretty good shape is, I think, pretty amazing. This one, I can tell that, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to get the Tang stamp up here very well, but I can tell that this is pre-World War II because there's no USA down the side.
Yep.
It just
Yep.
Hammer brand. And I
Yep.
can't see the arm well enough to tell whether it was the 35 to 37 or something, and or the 38 to 41 or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
there's that slight difference in the arm. Yeah.
Yep. But then 41 is when they started putting the USA on it. So I know this was pre-World War II. So, this knife is 80 years old, and it's got some wear on it. It's been used, certainly. Tip's not sharp anymore. Maybe even looks like maybe broke off just the very tip. But it's just a great piece of history, to hold in your hand and just kind of wonder the people or the person who bought this, what did they use it for? Where did they carry it? Did they carry it for work or to church, or what did they do with it? And it's just kind of fun to have stuff like that, I think.
Well, absolutely. I happen to have a fish knife, Hammer brand fish knife with almost that same style of covers on it. And like you said, for them to be in 80 years old or whatever they are, for them to be in that nice a shape, that's really something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then, so I just want to thank Randy, and go subscribe to Randy's WSG if you haven't.
Randy's WSG, it is. You bet.
Yes. And then another knife that I got very recently. This is a brother knife. This is, I guess we could call it a modern traditional.
Oh, okay, sure.
Lock back. It's got these G10 covers on it, stainless steel bolsters. And it's just a nice little clip point blade.
Yeah.
And it's just, really well made. Really good fit and finish, just very tiny bit of gapping, stuff like that. So, normally I think these run about $30, but I found one I'm a budget kind of shopper, and I found them on Amazon a couple weeks ago for $19.99. So I said, I'm going to grab one of those because I really like these brother knives. I think they're really well done. This one's an 8CR 14, I think. But they also make some in VG10. And they're just cool little knives. And I think they're really attractive and, something a little dressier maybe, but still, a decent blade, pretty comfortable. So that is a new one. And then the last one I'll show you, I got this fixed blade. And this is Watchman, which is actually the company that makes Brother.
Sure.
And the sheath, basic sheath.
Yep.
But then it's rosewood and DC 53, which is like an improved version of D2. And it's really a nice. I love the shape of this blade. Nice handle, full tang, very thick. Feels really good. That's one thing about
like
fixed blades. They usually feel better than pocket knives because you shape it to your hand a little more. But those are my new.
Looks like there's a decent palm swell to that handle. Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, there is. And also this way, which makes it much more comfortable on it.
Exactly.
Comes
Yep.
out like that. So
very nice.
So those are my new.
Got any planned purchases upcoming or anything on your wish list?
No, not anything in particular. I always, every so often I'll get on eBay and look, because sort of I don't really have a grail knife per se, but one that I would really like to get is an old US made, new old stock Schrade old timer 80T from
Oh,
like
sure.
the 70s, 80s, because that's what my dad
Yeah,
had. And so I'd
sure.
really love to get one of those. I saw one but it was more of a later 80s, and that was running about $80. And it's
Yeah,
like, well, if I'm going to pay that, I'd like to get one that was a little earlier that would
yeah.
actually have been perhaps like my dad had. So
When you
that's
start
the only thing.
looking at new old stock, you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
How about you?
I'd like to get a used one too, but the new old stock would just be really cool, I think.
It really would, and it'd be a special knife because it was, similar or same model as
Mhm.
your dad. So in those cases, you wouldn't mind spending a little bit more for
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like John's all loaded up here. What do we got, John?
Well, I've got a gift here that came to me a couple weeks ago. I got a couple gifts from Big J at Big J's Knives, and this one's been in my pocket, of course, in one of my handmade slips here. So just really enjoying this. This is a Hen and Rooster Stockman, medium Stockman. This is a Soligen Germany made knife. And you can see the etching there on that. It's got these beautiful bone covers on it. And it's got the etching there. Of course, being a Stockman, it's got the 3 blades, got the sheep's foot, and the little pin blade over here. So this little knife has been in my pocket ever since I got it. I just love it. I made a slip for it. So that baby just goes right down in there and goes in my pocket. And I've just enjoyed carrying this. And so that's been one that has been fairly new to me. He also gave me, I don't have it out here with me, but a 50th anniversary Schrade cigar in the tin, in the gift tin. And I wish I had that out here because that's a really cool knife and a cool gift. But I've got that one. And then I have I showed this in my 2 for Tuesday. It is actually in a Michael Richter Knives slip with the saw cut. And that's just beautiful. And so this is I think it's called the 94 OT. I think it's the 94 OT Y for yellow Trapper.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an inexpensive budget knife. There's the beautiful Spay blade.
Yeah,
For
I
the
love it.
Spay blade fans out there.
Yep.
TK, if you watch this, that's for you. And then also, just got these beautiful covers. It's got this new emblem here. And that's kind of what Old Timer is going to. And as I said in my video, the first one that I picked off the shelf, and I took it out of the package, and it was a little bit, something was wrong with the pivot, and I had to take it back. But the second one, the fit and finish was really great, and it's nice and smooth. And so again, just really enjoy carrying it in a Richter slip. And then I also got another old timer kind of budget and traditional, and I'm actually carrying it in a Georgia Adventurer coffin slip. This is a Jersey slip, and got to shout out my leather buddies out there. But this is a 50T Bruin, and I got this at Tractor Supply for $10.
Yeah.
And it's got the saw cut, the lock back, and the fit and finish on this is just excellent for the money. And once again, it's got that new shield and the saw cut handles. This is just a really nice model, and they actually have I don't remember the name of the series, but they have a kind of a heritage series now. I think it's called Heritage or something like that. Maybe somebody else knows, but it's a little more expensive and has carbon steel blades, and those look really cool. And they're made in USA. This one is a China made, inexpensive Bruin, but still, I mean, for the money, I just don't really think you can beat it.
You can't.
Look at that centering, $10,
Yep.
So, I mean, you can't beat it. So those are two, three that I've been carrying. I also got a modern recently on eBay, and this is maybe a controversial knife, but it's the San Ranmu 7010.
Okay.
Ray, I don't know if either one of you have heard of this one, but it kind of looks like
I have one of those.
You have one of these? What do you think of it, Ray?
I like it.
I like it
nice
too.
Little, yeah. I know people say it looks like a Sabenza, but
yeah,
I mean, every knife kind of looks like
it's controversial,
knife.
because
because it looks like a Sabenza. Yeah. So some people, don't like that, but again, this was $20, I think, and I got it off of eBay. I think it's HCR 13 MOV steel. Yeah, this is actually the 710, not the 7010. They changed the number on it after a number of years, but this is an awesome knife. I bought it used. I took it apart, cleaned it, and relubricated it, sharpened it, and it's been really a fun one to play with. I've always wanted one of those just to see what it was like. But
well, I got to tell you, there must be a lot of controversy, because I know there's an awful lot of knives that look like a buck 110 and a buck 112.
yeah. I say there is. Maybe there really isn't. Maybe that's only in my mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really cares.
Really, I guess the only ones that I've really gotten recently. Oh, go ahead here, Ray.
I was just going to jump in since John mentioned the Heritage series. And if you want to know where my memory is, I forgot that this is the other new knife I got, because I got this about an hour and a half ago. It came.
Oh,
so, but yeah, this is the Heritage series. And these Heritage knives are really nice. They also have a generational series, and those are made in the US.
Oh, okay. It's the generational. Yeah.
Yep. The Heritage series are still made in China, but let's see. The generational use 1095. There's D2 on this, and it's got this Paca wood, this gray Paca wood on here. I think these are really pretty, and I really like square bolsters on my Stockman. So I like this. This is the 34 OTH. Yeah. So it's the middleman Stockman, and so you've got your clip, can I get it out here? There we go. Your sheep's foot blade, and then for all the Spay blade haters, it's got a little drop point, almost looks like a clip point, because it really comes down there. So you don't have to have a Spay blade. So I think these are great knives. The D2 steel on it is going to hold an edge for quite a while. And I think somebody posted about this a day or two ago, but Amazon has been having a lot of the old timers on sale recently. So might want to check it out on there. I don't know exactly which ones, but I think maybe it was TK that posted about it. Somebody did. But I like these Heritage ones.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool, Ray. Yeah, it was the generational series. Because Erica's EDC, she had a Bruin from the generational series.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was really cool. So one that little one I like here too is the PAL, the 12 OT, and I have a USA made PAL that I did a refurbishing on, And I have a little bit of a funny thing to go with this, since we were talking about the traveling knife in the sheath that I made for it. This was the first sheath that I made for it. I wasn't happy with the stitching up here, nor the stamping on the back got a little close. The footprint got a little close to the JO. So I redid it for the traveling knife, and I kept, as usual, I keep my mistakes and use them for other things. So I just thought I'd mention that. And I was glad I have a souvenir from the traveling knives too. So
there you go. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I love this little PAL OT, 12 OT. I need to carry this. This is an excellent knife, and it's got, carbon steel and blade, and it just cleaned up really nicely.
There's something about the thinness and the elegance, I guess you would say, of a single-bladed knife, a single-bladed jackknife.
Yeah, this is just real light and thin, and there's something about, I don't know, for Tom probably knows this, and Ray too. I mean, but when you refurbish a knife, you have a connection with it, and you want to carry it for some reason. It's special to you when you do that.
Yep.
And that's kind of what I have with this one.
Yeah.
That connection of working on it and cleaning it up and refurbishing it. So I just think that's a lot of fun, and then I've got a special connection with it.
Yeah, you bet. I have a lot of fun refurbishing knives. It's just, to me, it's relaxing.
I love your refurbishing videos, Tom.
They're just a lot of fun.
Great. The Cutmaster was one of them. You did a video on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
if I remember right, that one wasn't in too bad a shape though to begin with. It was in.
Yeah, I think you mainly cleaned it up.
Yeah. So, well, I guess really, the only new knives I really have is and I've had this for 2 or 3 weeks now, and this is a small case Stockman in the Ictus series, and it's from this year, the purple. Oh my gosh, it's always such a mouthful. The smooth purple curly maple covers, and the camera.
Are they doing a whole series in this cover?
Yes, they've done a whole series.
Okay.
There's about there are 9 or 10 knives in this whole family of them, and I've got about 6 of them now of this family of the purple curly maple with the Ictus on it. So there's that. I have not reviewed that yet, and I got a gift from Byron Kennedy, and it is one of the Rough Riders here in the cinnamon bone. One of the camp knives. If I can pull this out without cutting myself. Here we go.
That's pretty.
that's cool.
That is nice.
That's very cool.
What a wonderful gift to get. I never started out to collect camp knives, or scout knives, camp knives, whatever you want to call them, but I sure seem to have a lot of them already. Isn't it funny how you don't set out to collect something and then all of a sudden you end up with a whole bunch of something?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's cool too. I never set out to get gifts, and send, but both of you have sent me gifts. I mean, Ray, my goodness, that last package you sent me was just absolutely wonderful. So
yeah,
and
well, you had to use a whole side of a cow to make that
for the big black,
sheet,
gigantic Rough Rider trapper.
Yeah. Do you happen to have that handy, Ray?
I will have to look.
Okay, if it's not too much trouble, I'd like to see that thing again. Now that you brought it up, that is so cool.
Now we have to show it. Gosh, what else can I show here?
probably took you about 6 weeks and half a herd of buffalo to do that one, right?
Well, it was, really, it didn't take as much as I thought it would take.
Yeah.
But it did take a good piece, a good hunk of
But-
leather. It's funny right now. I'm been mostly using 5 to 7 ounce leather, and I've got quite a bit of 8 ounce left over. But
Let's see if it'll stay within the screen.
So
yeah,
trapper
Oh my God.
and the sheep.
Oh my goodness.
So
That is something else.
it goes right
carry
in
it.
there.
You can carry it to the barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Because
can see
this
that.
actually is a pretty decent barbecue knife. You need to cut some things up. That big old spade blade.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could take a finger off of this thing. But yeah,
I
no, that
opened
was above and beyond making that sheath. So sure.
I'm glad you like it. I kind of wish I'd gone a little bit higher on that top part, but you need a good grab to get a hold of that thing.
Works really well. I have carried it. And it started a conversation.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, what the hell is that on your hip?
Well, it was funny. I opened that box. He just kind of said, "Hey, you're going to get a box today." I'm like,
yeah.
What? A box? What are you talking about? I didn't even know the thing was coming. And then I was like, oh, what's in this box? And so I get this big box and I open it up and there's just all kinds. It's just full of knives. And that thing was down in the bottom. I was like, are you kidding me? I sent him an email and the subject line was, what the heck? And so I was like, absolutely. I meant it that I would make a sheath for it, but I didn't know he was actually going to send it to me.
Yeah.
And all
That
those other
is
wonderful
funny.
gifts. That was great.
Think before you
I can
speak.
see where that would be a conversation starter, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
But it does work really well for barbecues.
Yep.
I
can
bet
believe
you can
it.
cut some steak with that.
Yep. So, are there any particular channels you'd like to do a shout out for?
One that I've really been liking lately is Sussex EDC.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are both familiar with that or not. I think he's got 100-something subscribers right now. And also, well, I would say Slip Joint Sawyer, but he and TK have this thing going on, and they're not letting me.
Yeah, we don't want to get in the middle of that one, do we? Yeah, I don't know what they got.
know.
Something about hugs and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, cuddles. Yeah, cuddles. Yeah.
I don't even know how that started. But and one other guy from Finland, Tim, as his name, it's Kukeli Bushcraft, Kuukkeli, I believe.
Okay.
But he, I think he's originally from Britain, but he's lived in Finland for a number of years, and he does a lot of bushcraft, and he works at a place that has like sled dogs and things like that, and they do dog sledding tours. Is what I understand, at least from I've gleaned. But yeah, it's really interesting, and it's a beautiful scenery too. If you like the North Woods.
I imagine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was going to say Sussex EDC. I just did a sticker swap. Well, they're on their way to each other, so they'll be there soon, I guess, sometime. And then I've been enjoying his, and then Addicted to Blades. I just did a slip for him, and been enjoying his content. And he sent me a swag pack, a little sticker pack. So thank you very much for that. So that's just awesome. And the other one that I'm just starting to watch, I don't know how many subscribers he has, but it's Pocket Knives and Harmonicas. And so you need to check. He did a video on the Compact, which is one of my all-time favorite models. And so I'm liking what I see there so far. And so you'll want to go see what he's all about. But there's so many channels out there. Baxter Blades. Is it Baxter Blades? I think I've got it right. So there's a lot of
Catfish
them out
Bum.
there. What's that?
Catfish Bum. I forget the number behind his name. He's commented on some of mine. I know he's got a channel out there too. Not a whole lot of subscribers.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are just so many out there that are really putting out some interesting content.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget my friend from the Great White North there, Singing Toad. Although I just saw he's going to be going on vacation. He'll be on vacation for a while. Good for him. Go get relaxed, spend some family time there. I think he's nearing 500, so we need to remember Singing Toad too. And if you're not subscribed to him, head on over.
Yeah. Randy's WSG.
Randy's
Yep.
WSG.
Definitely need to check him out.
He's really
and-
come on strong, hasn't he? He's just he's really embraced
everywhere.
the community and
Comments and just great stuff.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
just a super guy. I have really enjoyed that.
and someone else I always fail to mention, and that is Mike Curtis. Mike
yes.
Curtis is out there just all the I mean, it's like more than get your video posted and he's got a comment on it already. So Mike, thank you so much. And Mike has a channel of his own too. So yep.
Yeah.
I think he's
And
So many.
on Saturday nights, Big J and Boston Blade Review, both have
That's
great
right.
channels. Their live
Yep.
chat's always really good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
And then we got RJ's live every Sunday at 12:30 Central, 10:30 Pacific. That's always a real hoot. And yeah, things are just marching right. Matter of fact, I'm glad you brought up Big J and Boston, because Boston put out a video here today, and kind of lamenting the fact is, thanks everyone for continuing to support me. I've been so busy working, I can't. It's hard to get content out, and juggling work and juggling family and juggling YouTube, and it's like, man, keep on charging, brother. We got you. We're all there. We're all there. It's been a real challenge for me the last 2 or 3 weeks too. Seems like in the wintertime, when you're penned up in the house and there's not so much going on, it's a lot easier to not only make videos, but watch everybody else's and kind of keep up with things. And summertime is just busy.
Well,
I mean,
and,
every weekend is booked up and with something.
and when you live up north, I mean, I'm even further north than you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
You've got that 4 months when you can get out and you can take the kids places and not have to dress them for half an hour, and then have them get outside and go, I got to go potty.
Yeah.
So being able to do stuff until 9:30 at night before the sun sets is
Makes a big
you got to
difference.
take it while you can get it, because it's going to be cold later.
Yep. And it's healthy to be outside. It's healthy to be out with the family. We don't need to get too wrapped up into to YouTube. As fun and exciting as it is, and as many great friends as we make, we still have to remember, what's really important in our lives, and take time to take care of our family too. So I always say family first. So
Except
Absolutely,
for
Tom.
except for Junior.
For Junior.
Yeah.
Ship him off
Junior.
to stay with RJ for a month or something.
Yeah, I think
That's
I'm going
what
to
you
buy
should
him I think we'll raise some funds and buy him a one-way bus ticket out to RJ. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm sure RJ'd love it.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm sure he would. But then, well, yeah. I was going to say something, but I better better not. Well, guys, it's been
maybe you could ship them. Maybe you could ship them off to Patty.
Oh,
Get him out of the country.
yeah. Well, no, because I wanted to go see Patty. The only reason I want to go see Patty is because he don't want to see me. So that just makes me want to go see him all the more, just to be a thorn in the side. Yeah. But Well, gentlemen, it's been a real treat and a real pleasure to be able to get together with you guys again, and we'll do this again in the future. It's always a lot of fun sitting around here talking about knives, talking about what's the latest and greatest, and so I'll just give you guys a couple minutes each here for some closing thoughts. But once again, thank you so much for joining Saturday Chats.
Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Tom, for all you do, for the knife community, and it's things like this that bring us all together and build those friendships and I think build the community up. So thank you for doing that, and thank you, Ray, for your friendship. It's been a pleasure to be on here with you and visit a little bit. So I think I would just say, to the knife community, thank you for everything. Thank you for your comments, for watching the videos, for making videos, whatever your role is. It's absolutely important and to the community, and it is appreciated. So we're just having a great time. Who knew that, collecting pocket knives would be this much fun?
That's right.
Yep. Well, yeah, I want to, say thank you to both of you as well for everything you do and everything you've done for me and your friendship. And, you guys have some great content. I really like this Saturday morning chat because you can get to know people a little better.
Yeah.
You get to see the person more than just the knives. And, I hope you and everybody's watching this has a happy and fun and safe holiday weekend. I know a lot of people were heading out of town today, taking a long weekend. So be safe. Don't blow your fingers off or anything. And, unless you're Junior, maybe you should keep an eye on him. But otherwise, yeah, thank you very much. And I hope everybody has a great weekend.
Well, for the viewers out there, we do this for you because without the viewers, there's no reason to have a YouTube channel. So thank you all for all the viewers, subscribers, supporters out there. I encourage everybody, if you haven't done so already, check out J.O. Ventures Outdoors and North Star Knife Reviews. I've gotten to know these gentlemen quite well. Believe me, they put out excellent videos. I've been a beneficiary of both of their fine craftsmanship. Ray with his knife making and the handles, and John with the leather work. I feel indebted to both of you. It's great. I admire craftsmen, and for those of you that keep crafts alive and before it becomes a lost art. So, and I'll echo what Ray said here. Everyone have a very happy 4th of July, and until next time, have a very delightful day.